And I was just like, are you going to murder me? I'm gonna go get Starbucks. Screw it, screw it. I was supposed to start filming like 3 hours ago. It's like 2 o'clock now. I haven't even eaten breakfast. I'm gonna go. Oh my god, it's actually so cold outside. I didn't grab my jacket, but I'm gonna go get like an ice latte or something. I didn't even bring my lens cap, just my camera and my wallet. I wonder if they have any new Christmas drinks out. Oh my god, the Christmas stuff is up. Yes. I don't know what any of this stuff is.
2円のお返しで追加ですね。ストロベリーロールとバイラクラペチーノ、ワンカウンターでお出しします。
Okay. So I went to Starbucks. Let's see, I got a vanilla frappuccino with soy milk because a lot of you don't know I'm allergic to all dairy and it makes me really sick except for the whipped cream. So I'm gonna eat whipped cream with this. But I also got ta-da! What is this? It is a strawberry roll. I was ordering this and the guy had no clue what I was saying because of my American accent and also the fact that I was speaking English. But anyway, I'm gonna try this. I hope it's good. It smells pretty good. It's not bad. I'm actually really hungry, so I just want to eat this whole thing. 1 second, please. It's so good. I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm so hungry. Alright, anyway. I hope that intro wasn't too long because it has nothing to do with the actual video. And like, I'm like already 10 minutes into filming. And I haven't even mentioned my topic yet, but I want to make sure I don't have food on my face like last time. I didn't notice that until I was editing. Okay, anyway, hello! Hello everyone, good morning. It's like 3 o'clock now. I don't have a watch on, I don't know, I just checked. But thank you so much for coming back and watching this video. I don't know how this intro is going, what am I saying? But this video is more of an story time / informative video. So before I moved to Japan, I still do, but I followed a lot of people who lived in Japan just to prepare myself for actually moving here. And one kind of video that I watched a lot of was people talking about the strange experiences that happened to them living as a foreigner in Japan or as a person of color in Japan. So this video is kind of that, kind of just a lot of strange stories of things that have happened to me in Japan. And some of them are not really that strange, some of them are really bizarre, and I'm not sure why they happened, but yeah, anyway, these are 5 stories of strange things that have happened to me as a foreigner living in Japan. Okay, so thing number 1. So this actually did not happen. I'm already breaking my rules. This did not happen while I was living in Japan. This happened when I was studying abroad in Japan. This is about almost 5 years ago now. So I was at a really famous shrine. I don't remember the name of the shrine. It's like the famous one. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But I was at the shrine and I kind of became like the main attraction at the shrine, which was really strange. and it kind of caught me off guard. So I was with a group of my friends, like all of the students who went with me to study abroad. We were together and we were like taking pictures at the shrine and doing everything. And then I turn around and I see this group of tourists, like they're Chinese tourists, they told me later, and they were wearing like vests so that they could identify each other. And so I looked at them and then I noticed that they were taking pictures of me. And so I was like, oh, no, thank you. And so I just like turned around and like rejoined my group of friends. And then someone taps me on the shoulder, and it was one of the guys who was taking the picture. And he was like, oh, hi, do you mind if we take pictures with you and take pictures of you? And I was like, okay. So I didn't really know what to do, but I didn't want to say no because I didn't want to be rude. But then like now, this has happened to me multiple times, but now I just like, I'm like, no, thank you, and I leave. But at that time, I didn't really know what to do. So I let them take pictures of me. So I was just like posing and they were taking pictures, and like it was really uncomfortable, and I can laugh about it now, but at the time I was just like, what is happening? And so then like they took pictures like with me, and I was like, hey. And so yeah, then they were talking to me about how they were tourists and they came from China, and I told them I was from New York, and they were like really surprised. And so that is a thing that happens. That has happened to me multiple times. People have asked to take pictures with me. It happened recently when I was out with Michelle. Some random guy came up and said like, can we have a picture with you? And then we just pretended like we couldn't understand, and so we didn't take pictures with him. The only time recently that I have been like, okay, you can take a picture with me, was on Halloween, and I was dressed as like a rabbit. I'll put pictures, it was really cute. And so like this woman and her children came up to me and they're like, can we take your picture? And it was really funny because I was on PR with Blockchain, and so Blockchain was like standing there handing out their flyers, and I was over there taking pictures with this family. It was really cute though. The children were so adorable. And then I think Mickey came dressed as Mickey Mouse, and they might have taken pictures with us a second time. I think so. But yeah, it was really cute. Okay, so thing number 2. This one is creepy, really creepy. I was in Tokyo. This was before I moved to Tokyo, but I was staying in Tokyo because I went to go see like a concert or something. And so I was in my hotel room and I was laying on my bed. My window was like wide open because I always like to have my window open because I just like seeing the outside. And I was on like a pretty high floor, and I was just laying on my bed, but my phone was on, my lights were off. And so like my room was illuminated because my phone was on. And so I look out my window, and then the building across the street, there is like, I just saw like a silhouette of a person standing like on a balcony, and he was like staring at me through the hotel window. And then the second like I looked up at him and I made eye contact, he like ran back into his room. And it's just like, that was creepy. That was really creepy. I closed my window and I didn't open my window again. And so I was really creeped out for the rest of that trip. But it's just like, people stare at you so much if you're a foreigner living in Japan. And honestly, people stared at me in America too, just because I was the only, like, my family was the only black family in our town. It was mostly white people. So yeah, people will stare at you, and the second you look at them, they're just like... And then like one time I was on the train, and I'm so used to like looking at someone and then they just like so quickly look away. But I looked at this lady and she was just like she didn't look away. She was just like making eye contact with me, and it was like 5 seconds, and then she looked away. And I was just like, okay, thanks for that. So yeah, creepy hotel window guy, that was scary. Like the fact that he ran away was like creeps me out even more. So yeah. Okay, number 3. This one is not something that happened to me because I was a foreigner living in Japan. This is just like a really strange thing that I witnessed and became slightly a part of. Yeah, but anyway, so I was, once again, like all of these stories happen while I was going to concerts. But I was going to a concert in Tokyo again, and I may have mentioned this before, but when I used to go by overnight bus, I would get there at like 5 in the morning. Nothing was open. I would just walk around. It'd be dark out. It was creepy. And so one day I just decided to go to a park because, you know, I was waiting. There's nothing to do. So I got some snacks and I went to the park and I was just like on the swing. And Shinokubo is like a party town. Like people get so drunk and just like lay in the street and do all, like Shinokubo is the ghetto. Like it is the ghetto. So I see this couple and like they're dressed in like their party clothes. So obviously they were out drinking all night and it's like 5 in the morning and the sun is coming up. So I'm just on the swing in the park and then they're going down the slide and then the girl starts crying. Like she starts bawling her eyes out. And then the guy is like, oh, what's wrong or whatever. Like he wasn't speaking Japanese. He wasn't speaking English either. So then like I look over and he's like slapping her face and she's passed out. And then he starts doing mouth to mouth. And I'm like, oh my God. So I go over to them and I'm like, is everything okay? Like, is she okay? And the guy was like, oh no, she's fine, please go away. And I'm just like, I don't feel comfortable leaving this situation now. So for some reason, he leaves for some reason and he goes to like get her water or something. I think he goes to the vending machine. But anyway, like she wakes up and I start talking with her and she can speak English and she tells me that she's like originally from China and she's like on vacation and she didn't even know who that guy was. And like I was like, your boyfriend went to go get water, and she was like, oh, I just met him today. I'm just like, okay. And so I gave her my snacks and I gave her my drink. And I'm just like, please eat something, drink something, be safe. And then like she's talking, like she talks to me, she tells me like her life story, and it was really interesting. And like she was a really nice person. And then he came back and then they left, and honestly I should have gotten her number or something just to make sure she was safe. But I was like, so what is happening? Why is this happening? And so, yeah, I hope she's doing okay, wherever she may be. But yeah, he came back with the water and they left. And that is the end of that story. And that was just like, that could have happened to anyone, anywhere. And normally when people are like drunk in public, I just ignore it. But like, I thought she was gonna die. So I'm really happy she woke up. And hopefully she is okay. Okay, number 4. This is actually one of my favorite stories to tell. This was kind of, I don't know, it was scary at the time. Now I'm like okay with it. But I was like, I thought I was gonna be murdered when this happened. But so yeah, this obviously also, this was when I was going to a K-pop concert, and I saw Vanner and Chase on this day. So I always put my stuff in the locker near the venue when I was taking the overnight bus, and then I go to my hotel and check in at night. So I was getting my stuff out of the locker and it was pouring rain. And I see this group of guys walk by and like they start waving at me. And I was like, oh, that kind of sounds like Hote from Chase. So I waved back because, you know, like sometimes you see the idols outside of their concerts and like you say hi. And yeah, so I was like, oh, is that Hote? And they started getting closer and I was like, oh, That is not Hote. And so there were like 4 guys and they were sharing like one umbrella. And this one guy comes up to me and I'm like holding my umbrella and he's like, oh, can I share your umbrella with you? And I'm just like, no, but there's an umbrella near the venue if you want to just take that one. I don't think anyone's coming back for it. So he takes the umbrella and he was like, oh, what's your name? Where are you going? And I was just like, I'm going to my hotel. Bye. And he was like, and so like I start walking and he was like, oh, my hotel's in this direction too. Can I walk with you? And I'm like, okay, thanks. And so his friends, the other boys, just go in the original direction that they were heading. And so he's like walking next to me and for whatever reason talking to me. And so like he can actually speak English really well. And like he was wearing like this like low cut like silk shirt and he just had like this look to him, like he was like kind of greasy. But I should have like told him I was gonna go see my boyfriend or something, or like something to make him leave. But anyway, he turned out to be like not a terrible person. But he like asked me like, oh, why are you in Japan? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm an English teacher and yeah, I live in Nagoya. It's pretty far from here. And and he was like, and I was like, what do you do? And he was like, oh, if I tell you, you'll think I'm a bad person. And I was just like, are you going to murder me? I was like, please just tell me what you do, honestly. And he's like, oh, I am a recruiter. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? And he was like, I find pretty girls on the street and I recruit them to work at bars and clubs and like host things. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then he was like, oh, can I have your phone number? And I'm just like, no, but you can follow me on Instagram. And so I gave him my Instagram and then like he gave me his and we became mutuals on Instagram. And so then I went to my hotel and he left, and thank God he left. Oh, but before he left, he was like, do you want to go get a drink? And I'm just like, I got here at 5 in the morning. It is now past midnight. I am extremely tired. I want to go to bed. And so he was like, okay. And then he left. And so, yeah, I'm happy that he left and I'm happy that he didn't pursue that further. But yeah, so I'm mutuals with a Japanese recruiter on Instagram. And like he told me he had dreams of moving to America and everything, and he doesn't want to be a recruiter, but that's what pays the bills. So that was an interesting experience. So this is my this is number 5. This is my last experience. This one wasn't as extreme, but I feel like this one was like definitely racially motivated. So I went to a concert. Unlike every other story in this video, but this one was Trigger's concert. So I went to their concert. It was in Nagoya, and I took a half day off of my job, off of work, to go to this concert. And so after I left my job, I ran to the bathroom. I changed my outfit. I changed my wig because Trigger at the time I had blue hair. Trigger knew me with blue hair, so I couldn't just be like rolling up to the concert with black hair. So so I put everything in my backpack and I ran to the concert and got there in time, got a nice seat and saw Trigger. And so I think this was before the concert started. This group of high school girls were sitting next to me. And they looked at me and they looked at my bag, and like one of the girls like leaned over to me and she was like, oh, Yoongi. And I was like, okay. And she was just like, she kept saying, she's like, Yoongi. And I was like, okay, he's cool, thank you. Why are you? And like I have a J-Hope keychain on my bag, and I thought she was like referring to that. I was like, oh no, it's J-Hope. And so then like she stopped and she went and like chatted with her friends, and I was like, okay. And I was just like preparing my camera, getting ready for the concert, and then she like leans over to me again, and she was like, Sugar. And I was like, okay. What are you doing? Like, I understand BTS is cool, thank you, but why are you mentioning this right now? And so I was just like, and so then like she goes back to her friends, and I'm just like preparing, like I bought my like selfie tickets, I bought everything, and I'm just waiting. And then she comes back to me again with her cell phone, and she was like, are you selling BTS merchandise? And I was just like, no. Like, first of all, I didn't even know that was a thing in the concerts. I've never seen that before. And I wasn't the only person there with a backpack. Like, everyone had their bags. Everyone, like, a lot of people bring backpacks. Everyone has cameras. And I just felt like a little pressed about that because, like, obviously I'm the only non-Asian person in this venue. Trigger does not have any foreign fans who come to their shows. Like, it is always only me or the people that I bring. And so there were other people there, and like at this time I had seen Trigger enough to be familiar with most of their fans. So I don't understand why she assumed that I was selling merchandise. So like, I don't know, that just kind of got me like a little upset, because like I had been seeing Trigger for over a year at that point, and I'd never seen this girl before, and I do not know of anyone who actually sells other groups' merchandise at other groups' concerts. And if you're assuming that the only reason that I'm there is to sell merchandise, and the only thing that's different between me and the other fans is the color of my skin, then I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it got me a little upset. So yeah, that is my story time. Those are the 5 strange things that have happened to me while being a foreigner in Japan. So I should have left that on a story that made me not as upset. But anyway, yeah, if you come to Japan, just like expect people to be weird about you. Like, people are really awkward about me. Like, I can see it in their face. Like, even today at Starbucks, the guy who was behind the counter, like while he was checking out, he was like staring at me, and then like he would look back over to me, and he was like panicking because I knew he didn't want me to come to his line because he didn't know how to speak English. And I said I was speaking English to him before, but that was a joke. He genuinely couldn't understand what I was saying when I was actually saying the names of what I wanted in Japanese. I just want to say, if you come to Japan, definitely come. It's definitely worth the trip, but understand that people sometimes do not know how to deal with you or how to react to you. And I've noticed that if I take the first step and if I react positively to them first, 99.99% of the time they absolutely love me. But obviously that's not gonna stop bad things from happening or really strange things from happening, but it definitely helps. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope whenever Corona is finished, you'll be able to come and visit Japan. It's definitely worth it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!